and welcome to another week of Power Rankings. Let's get to it. And good evening, baseball fans. Hello. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope everyone had a good week. Hope everyone is ready for the new week coming up. Man, oh man, a bit of a late start for me tonight. I just got behind today, just kind of enjoying my Sunday, not really paying attention to the time. I was making some food, went to the gym, and next thing I know, it's like 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I should probably start getting ready for the Power Rankings tonight. So apologies for being a little late tonight, but here we are, ready to talk about this past week in baseball. Man, we got some stuff happening in the game of baseball. Aaron Judge, a couple of home runs behind Roger Maris. This guy, it's just phenomenal what he's doing this year. Unbelievable. And the fact that I'm even seeing some videos out there saying that Shohei Ohtani should be the MVP. Get out of here. What are we doing? What are we talking about? Does anyone see what Aaron Judge is doing this year? It is a history-making season, and people are I'm seeing videos out here saying Shohei Ohtani's the MVP. Get out of here with the clickbait. Get out of here with that nonsense, because Aaron Judge is clearly the MVP. That's just my opinion. What can I say? But this guy is on an incredible run. He's going to break that record. And it is just phenomenal to watch, even as a Red Sox fan that is crying himself to sleep every single night. Jacob deGrom, Spencer Strider making some history today. And, how awesome is that, considering how close that race is in the National League East? It's fun to watch. My only hope is somehow, some way, Jacob deGrom and Spencer Strider go toe-to-toe in the playoffs. Can we have that? Please? Can that somehow happen? Can the stars align so Jacob deGrom and Spencer Strider can go up against each other in the playoffs? You all know that you would pay serious money to watch that. But let's see what happens with both of them in the power rankings. We do have a little bit of movement this week. Nothing major, but we do have some moves happening in the top 10 as well. So we'll get to those. But everyone, as always, before I do get started, I got to go over today's sponsors. But if you are new to the channel, think about hitting that subscribe button. We're on our way to 27,000 subscribers. Been a little slow lately. It's just how it is. The dog days of August, just getting through September, getting to, the last couple of weeks of September. And I'm guessing we're going to start heating up here in the next couple of weeks. I was not expecting a big turnout for tonight's power rankings, but we're just a little too far away from the playoffs where people are getting that playoff excitement. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we start to see a bit more of a pickup in the channel. And everyone, to help us get picked up more, get the channel picked up more, is hit the like button. The algorithm, more than ever, likes the like button. So please, if you can, smash it for me. Hit the bell notification for every single time I go live. You will get notified, as well as when I upload a video. And I will be uploading a video tomorrow morning, so make sure that bell notification is hit. Share the stream anywhere you can. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Go to Grandma's house. Let her know. Anyone that can come on in. Come on in. But also, here are today's sponsors. We are partners with SeatGeek. Hey, everyone, we still got 2.5, 3 more weeks of season left. So if you're looking at going to a game, absolutely use my code HIDE. You get $20 off. Hey, that's going to get you, maybe a beer and a hot dog. What better than that? You can even use the hot dog as a straw. I'm just saying, what can I say? Are Yankee fans still doing that? Are you still doing that, Yankee fans? Anyway, but yeah, definitely use my code HIDE. $20 off your first order on SeatGeek. And don't forget about Prize Picks. You get a 100% deposit match if you use my code Ginger. And I actually did have a few people use this code this week. So, hey, I know some of you out there like to bet on some sports, and it's not just baseball. We got football back as well. Absolutely go check out Prize Picks. You're playing against the system. You're not playing against other people like you do in FanDuel and DraftKings. You're doing the over-unders on Prize Picks. So, hey, if you're willing to go take a shot at it, go see if you can win a few extra bucks. But for the people that did use my code on Prize Picks this past week, thank you for that. And also, I had a few people use my code on SeatGeek. So I know some of you out there are going to games. Absolutely take advantage of these codes. And also, if you did miss the announcement this past week on last week's episode, Ellis Burks will be the new co-host of the Believe in Red Sox podcast. We're still ironing out when he will officially be joining the show. He is officially signed on as a co-host of the show. It's an absolute honor to have Ellis Burks a part of the Red Sox podcast. I am super excited for it, but we're just ironing out a few things. But he will be making his debut at hopefully maybe even this coming week, but we'll have to just make sure that he's got everything ready to go. But Ellis Burks is the new co-host of the Red Sox podcast here on the Believe in Podcast Network. So, everyone, enough of me rambling. Let's get to tonight's show. Every Sunday, we're doing our power rankings, and why waste any more time? So, let's get the music ready. I got Tier Maker ready, and here we go. Here is last week's power rankings. We had the Dodgers at number 1. We had the Astros at number 2. We had the Mets at number 3. The Braves at number 4. The Cardinals at number 5. We have seen these 5 teams in these spots for the past few weeks. The Yankees a few weeks ago did fall out of the top 5. I gave them every chance in the book to try and stay in that top 5, and they could not do it. But the Yankees last week were at number 7. The Mariners I decided to put in at the number 6 spot. The Rays coming in at number 8. The Blue Jays coming in at number 9. And the Phillies at number 10. Let's see where the Phillies end up here. They've been struggle-lugging lately. Padres at number 11. The Guardians at number 12. Let's see where the Guardians end up. They've been playing some pretty good baseball. The White Sox have also been playing pretty well lately. They're coming in at number 13 last week. The Brewers have been playing a little well lately, taking 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. Let's see where they end up. And we got the Orioles at number 15. And here we go. Let's start the power rankings, shall we? At number 30, who was in the 30 spot last week? We had the Pittsburgh Pirates coming in at number 30 last week, and they're going to stay in it. But O'Neal Cruz did hit a 3-run homer off of Jacob deGrom today. So I'm just saying, O'Neal Cruz, he's the GOAT. I mean, he hit a home run off the GOAT, so now we can call O'Neal Cruz the GOAT. He knocked Jacob deGrom out of the game. My goodness. We'll talk about Jacob deGrom here in just a little bit. But other than that, they did sweep the Reds this past week, and then they got swept by the Mets. So, not enough for me to make a move on the Pirates at number 30. At number 29, we got the Washington Nationals. Where are the Nationals? I do that every week. I don't scroll down far enough, and then I'm just like wondering what the heck's going on with the Nationals. But, hey, the Nationals, they lost both their games to the Orioles this past week, but then they won 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. Anibal Sanchez, he actually pitched pretty well today. I think he went, 6 innings, gave up a couple of runs today. And also, the offense with the Nationals has been okay lately. 13th overall in the last 7 games when it comes to WRC+. Luke Voit, he's been hot lately, a couple of home runs in his last 7. And Joey Meneses continues to hit, had an inside-the-park home run on Friday night. Hey, man, that guy's been pretty good. You know, I did a video this past week, I think it was this past Monday, of most underrated players. I think I'm going to have to do another video because there's just so many underrated players this year that are not getting enough attention. I think I'm going to have to make another video. Stay tuned for that. I got a couple other ideas that I want to do, biggest surprises this year, as well as, some breakout players as well. Just trying to find the time, man. School this year, it just feels busier than any other year. I don't know why. It's just like, man, oh man. Maybe we can get to 50K subscribers sometime in the next few months, and then I can just retire and I can do this full time. I mean, can we do it? I would love to. I'd absolutely love to do this full time. Anyway, I digress. The Nationals coming in at number 29. The Oakland A's coming in number 28. Hey, the Oakland A's, man, their offense lately has been pretty good. 8th overall in WRC+. I mean, I know Oakland's completely out of it. You know, they're rebuilding, but nice to see Oakland's hitting well. Tony Kemp, Seth Brown, Sean Murphy, Chad Pinder all have been hitting really well lately. They split with Texas this past week, and then they lost 3 out of 4 to Houston over the weekend. Other than that, though, not a whole lot going on with Oakland. At number 27, we have the Detroit Tigers. Javier Baez, he's been hitting over 400 in his last 7 games coming into today, but they got swept by the Astros. They lost 2 out of 3 to the White Sox this week. Not a whole lot going on with the Tigers. At number 26, we got the Cincinnati Reds. They were swept by the Pirates. I mentioned that earlier. Luis Cessa pitched pretty well today. He's trying to earn a spot in the rotation. Keep an eye out for that. He's always been a bullpen guy. Could we see a starter in Luis Cessa? They lost 3 out of 5 to St. Louis as well. So Cincinnati, I think they dropped a couple of spots from last week, so they have fallen out of the 21 through 25 tier, and they have moved into the bottom tier. On to the next tier, shall we? At number 25, we got the Miami Marlins. The Marlins, they move up from last week. Sandy Alcantara, man, his 5th complete game. Let's go take a look here at the Fangraph leaderboards when it comes to some pitching. As of right now, you got Carlos Rodon out in front. Sandy Alcantara, I mean, these numbers are looking really good, man. A 2.37 ERA. I mean, I prefer FIP, 3.06 FIP here, while Carlos Rodon has a 2.27. I mean, that's just me. FIP is more of an expected number, but ERA, it is what it is with ERA. But, Super Chat coming in. Jimmy Productions with $1.99. The Cowboys won today over the Bengals, 20-17. So, yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to football today. My mind was elsewhere. But I think that means the Bengals are 0-2, right? I think the Bengals lost last week. And, hey, look at the Cowboys. Look at the Cowboys. I have a friend that's a big Cowboys fan, and he's always just so disappointed at the. It's always funny, man, with Cowboys fans. Always funny. I see the best memes when it comes to Cowboy fans. They're always really funny. Just go dive into some Cowboy fan memes. They're always great. But Sandy Alcantara today pitched really well. Overall, he's having a good year. When you look at someone like a Carlos Rodon, he's got 12 strikeouts per 9. Under 3 walks per 9, about a half a home run per 9. Those are really good numbers. To me, Carlos Rodon is my Cy Young, but I can see Sandy Alcantara winning this because he has over 200 innings. He has the 5 complete games. He has the 2.37 ERA. He's been really good. He's not my Cy Young, to be completely honest, but I can see why he would win it. He has those sexy numbers. He has the ERA. He has the innings. He has the complete games. So I could see Alcantara winning this thing, absolutely. But other than that, the Marlins, they split 2 with Texas. The Marlins had a busy week. They had played 3 different teams. They split 2 with Texas. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Phillies, and they lost 2 out of 3 to Washington. So, yeah, not a great week overall, but, just some of these other teams, not doing all that great. So the Marlins, I guess, by default, just jump up. But Sandy Alcantara really helped them out with his complete game. At number 24, we have the Kansas City Royals. Losing 2 out of 3 to my Red Sox this weekend. They were swept by Minnesota as well this week. Michael Massey, MJ Melendez, Bobby Witt Jr., all hitting pretty well lately, so it's nice to see the youth of Kansas City coming through. Other than that, not much else, man. My Red Sox pounded the Royals just the other day. And, hey, man, we'll get to my Red Sox in just a little bit. At number 23, we got the Texas Rangers. Hey, man, Texas, I mean, yeah, they're in the number 23 spot. They didn't have a great week overall. They split with Oakland. They lost 2 out of 3 to Tampa. But, man, their offense has been really good lately. Take a look at Texas lately, man. They are second in offense. Houston, number 1. Texas at number 2, or yeah, the Texas Rangers at number 2, man. The state of Texas, a lot of offense, man. But let's take a look here at what some of these guys are doing. Adolis Garcia, he's been on fire. Marcus Simeon, he's been on fire lately, man. This guy has been hitting really well. Remember this guy, when I did my most disappointing players so far at around like June or July, I think I did that video. He was not looking all that great, but he has really done a great job in the second half. If we take a look here, way better in the second half, hitting 270 in the second half compared to a 239 average in the first half. He's got 10 home runs over 55 games in the second half compared to 13 over 89 in the first half. So he has definitely been picking up the pace offensively. You know, maybe it was a mental thing. You know, you got a big contract like that. Guys tend to press. But other than that, Nate Lowe, he's been hitting awesome lately, man. Mark Mathias has been great. Jonah Heim has a couple of bombs this past week. A lot of offense from the Texas Rangers. You love to see it. But other than that, not a whole lot else for the Texas Rangers, man. At number 22, we got the Chicago Cubs. How about the Cubs? The Cubs sweeping the Mets this week. Oh, man. Wardy, NYM, where are you, my friend? I almost died laughing when they got when they got swept. Wardy just stared at the camera, and it was hilarious. Like, I just busted out laughing because I wasn't there while the stream was starting up, but I entered while he's just staring at the camera. Oh, just brutal. But the Cubs, man, sweeping the Mets. You got to love it. But then they lose 2 out of 3 to Colorado. Like, come on. How do you sweep the Mets and then you lose 2 out of 3 to Colorado? It's like, come on. How can you not keep up that momentum, man? But the Cubs, man, they've been getting some really good pitching. Let's take a look here. Where are we at with the pitching? With the starters. Oh, those are the player stats. Let's go to the team stats, man. Over the last 7, the Chicago Cubs have been getting some really good starting pitching. Look at the starting pitching from the Chicago Cubs. 2nd overall, 4-0 over 6 coming into today in their last 6 starts. A 1.25 ERA. I mean, my goodness, look at some of these starts, man. Look at Hayden Wesneski. Had a great start. This is the guy that came over in the Scott Efros trade with the Yankees. Wade Miley pitched well this week. Javier Assad pitched well. Drew Smyly, Adrian Sampson. I mean, Marcus Stroman in terms of Fangraph WAR is at the bottom because he had a 5.25 FIP, but whatever. He went 7 innings. They all pitched really well this week. You got to give it up for the Chicago Cubs getting some pitching, man. Who did Stroman go up against the Mets? No, he went up against the Rockies. He didn't go up against the Mets? Man, has he pitched against the Mets this year? He did. He pitched at home, though. It would have been so much better if that was on the road in New York. Would have been fantastic. But he did pitch against the Mets. He did all right. Went into the 5th inning, gave up a run. But the Cubs, man, a lot of pitching lately. You got to love it. And hey, sweeping one of the best teams in the game, man. You got to love that. At number 21, we have the LA Angels. The big story there was Mike Trout, man. He had 7 straight games with a homer that ended this past Tuesday, but then he hit a home run a couple games later. So Mike Trout, he has just been out of his mind lately, man. Shohei Ohtani, I know, I said this earlier, Aaron Judge, to me, is the unanimous MVP. I don't want to hear any arguments. I don't know. I just don't see it. But I'm not taking anything away from Ohtani. He has been just fantastic. He's definitely hitting better in the second half, but he's pitching really well this year. When you look at his numbers from last year he was a better offensive player than he was a pitcher, but this year he's been better on the mound compared to his offensive numbers. But the offense has been picking up. Had a couple of home runs this week. He went 7 innings, 10 strikeouts against the Mariners yesterday. The Angels overall, 11th in offense over the last 7 games. You got to love that. But, the Angels, man, can they go out there this offseason and make some moves? We're going to have to wait and see. But the Angels coming in at number 21 to round out that tier. At number 20, we got the Diamondbacks. I'm not going to say a whole lot about the Diamondbacks because they really did not do all that well. I think there's an argument maybe you could put the Angels here and put the Diamondbacks here. But when you look at last week, actually, you know what? Maybe I make that move. You know what? I think I'm going to make a move. I had the Angels at 21 last week. I don't know. When you look at the Angels, they won 2 out of 3 against the Mariners. They were swept by Cleveland. You know what? I'm going to make the move. I'm going to go Diamondbacks at number 21, and I'm going to go Angels at number 20. But as for the Diamondbacks, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. They're bottom 10 in offense, starting pitching, and relief pitching in the last 7. That's really all there is, man. It's not even worth pulling up any numbers. They've just been really bad. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers. They were swept by the Padres. So yeah, I'm going to make that move. I made an audible. Angels at 20, Diamondbacks at number 21. At number 19, we got the Rockies. It's nice to see the Rockies playing pretty well lately. They split with the White Sox, and then they won 2 out of 3 against the Cubs, like I just mentioned. The starting pitching has actually been pretty good. If you take a look at the Colorado Rockies, if you look at their 18th in Fangraph WAR, but they have a 3.14 ERA. Take a look at what some of these guys are doing here, man. Kyle Freeland had a win this past week. Jose Arena pitched well. Chad Cole, he pitched well too. German Marquez, he continues to pitch well. He's been having a pretty good second half. Hey man, the Rockies getting some pretty good pitching. They're getting some good production from some young. I cannot talk. Getting some good production from some young players. I love it, man. Hopefully for the Rockies, they can keep it going. Maybe make some more moves in the offseason. We'll have to wait and see. Number 18, I got the San Francisco Giants. They were losing to the Dodgers last time I checked. Actually, let's go take a look here. Oh, it's in the top 10. Okay, so the Giants they tied it in the bottom of the 8th. So, Dodgers are still up here, 3-2. You got 2 outs in the top of the 10th. So, we'll have to wait and see. But the Dodgers are looking for a sweep. But for the Giants, they won 2 out of 3 against the Braves this week, man. The Giants, they're trying to play some spoiler over here. The Braves really trying to go for that division. The Giants, they're never going to be an easy team to play, no matter what their record might suggest. They're never going to be an easy team because they're a very analytical organization. They're going to play hard, especially with Gabe Kapler there. They're going to play hard. So, but one thing with the Giants, good starting pitching this week. 6th overall in Fangraph WAR. Carlos Rodon pitched well. Alex Cobb pitched well. I mean, good starting pitching from the Giants. Overall, it just wasn't their year this year. Just wasn't their year. I'm excited to see what the Giants do in the offseason. I mean, they've made some comments lately saying, hey, anything's on the table in the offseason. I would not be surprised if they go out there and get a big name. Maybe Aaron Judge. We'll have to wait and see. Could Aaron Judge come to my Red Sox? He didn't say no to it. I think everyone was kind of looking into that a little too much. I've seen a couple videos out there. I don't know. It's just such a clickbaity thing. Like Aaron Judge, if he comes to the Red Sox, I would be doing cartwheels. That would be, oh my God, that bat at Fenway Park. Oof. I don't see Bloom doing it though. I can see Bloom doing like a contract, like a Trevor Story. Like, I don't see him going crazy for Aaron Judge. I don't know. It's a good fit. I mean, with the monster there, that right-handed power bat, JD Martinez, he's going to be probably on his way out of town. That opens up the DH spot. I mean, I don't know, man. If you don't sign Bogarts, and you got Aaron Judge, I would not be opposed to that at all. But I think it's a little clickbaity at the moment. When Judge was asked about it, after the Red Sox series, I can't remember what game it was, whether it was the first game or the second game. He said he loved playing at Fenway, but then he asked if he would like to play for the Red Sox. He basically just said, basically no comment pretty much. So, because he can't really talk about that stuff. It's not really something that he should be focusing on at the moment. But I've seen a couple of videos out there. It's just very clickbaity. I don't see it, man. I don't know. That's just me right now. I don't think Aaron Judge will come to the Red Sox. But I definitely could see him going to the Giants. I definitely could, because the Giants, they have tried going after some guys. I could see it. Absolutely. I definitely could see him, him originally being from San Francisco. I think it's possible. I wouldn't completely deny that possibility at all. But he's going to be a big ticket free agent, man. We'll have to wait and see. But the Giants coming in at number 18. I got my Red Sox coming in at number 17. 13 runs today against the Royals. They won 2 out of 3 against them. They lost both to the Yankees. We just talked about that. Kind of the bigger news was Kevin. I want to say it's huge news, but the most notable thing to talk about with the Red Sox is they released Kevin Plawecki, and I've seen some stuff out there too. People saying, why release Kevin Plawecki when you only have a few weeks left of the season? Well, why not? Like, I understand. Listen, Kevin Plawecki, he's been a guy in that clubhouse. He's been a good clubhouse guy. The guys love him. I understand. But at the end of the day, it is a business. He got DFA'd. They all had a beer. They basically, celebrated his time with the Red Sox. He was there for a few years. I think it's getting overblown a little bit. Like, I understand, I get it. He's close with some of the guys in the clubhouse. But it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like I've seen some stuff out there. It's a little more overblown than it needs to be. Because the reason that he was DFA'd was so Frank Herman could get called up. Now, Frank Herman has been doing really well in the minor leagues this year as a reliever. I think Frank Herman could have a big role in the Red Sox bullpen. Why not bring up Frank Herman this year? Give him a couple of weeks left of the season. There's nothing to play for. So why keep Kevin Plawecki on the roster? That makes no sense. From a logistical point of view, there is no reason to keep Kevin Plawecki around, especially if that means some younger players can come up and get some playing time. Because you already got Reese McGuire, you got Connor Wong. There's no reason to have Kevin Plawecki. He's expendable. I get it. Like, there's feelings involved here. I get that. But at the end of the day, it is a business. And, and if anything, it gives Kevin Plawecki a bit of a head start on the offseason. See if he can, go get started on some offseason plans. Try and latch on with another team. I think overall it's the best thing. I'm sure when Bloom, gave him a call, it's like, hey, man, we're just looking to get some younger players. We got some catching guys here. And he's a free agent after this year. So it's like I'm seeing these articles out here, and I've seen some videos like saying, oh, why couldn't you just let Plawecki hang around for a few more weeks or the last few games of the season? Why? You got young players that are in the minor leagues. It makes no sense. Give them some playing time. I don't know. I've just saw some of that stuff today, and I'm thinking, like, what the heck are we talking about here? Like, why is this a story? Or are you that bored in Red Sox Nation? I get it. The season's kind of gone down the tubes, but it's like, come on, we're reaching for stories here at this point. Come on, it's lazy. At number 16, we got the Minnesota Twins. Here we go. What the heck's going on with the Twins, man? They've completely free-falled. How do I say that? They're completely free-falling. My God, I can't talk. But Joe Ryan did look pretty good today. Went into the 8th inning, had a no-hitter going at one point, only allowed 3 hits, 0 earned runs. They did sweep Kansas City, but then they lost 3 out of 4 to Cleveland. The Twins are just completely done at this point. 23rd in offense, but they are getting some good starting pitching. 12th overall in Fangraph WAR. The bullpen has actually been pretty good. 5th in relief pitching. They're just not getting the wins together, man. And if we go take a look here, Dodgers ended up tacking on another run. Let's take a look at the standings. Look at Aaron Judge, man. Look at the MVP. Here we go. So looking at the division, I mean, there's 6 out. The Twins are done. I just don't see it. We're going to get to the White Sox and the Guardians in just a minute. But Minnesota, man, they were looking all right there. In the end, they just didn't have enough depth. They just did not have enough depth. They had some pretty good pieces there. They held on for as long as they could. But in the end, they're just not as deep. They're not as deep. Carlos Correa, he's going to end up going somewhere else. I think Correa ends up going to, I don't know. I could see him either going to like the Orioles. Maybe the Cubs can make another run at him. I could see something like that, to be completely honest. So we'll have to wait and see. That's all there is really with the Minnesota Twins. Moving on here. Moving into the top half of the power rankings. Where are we at? Number 15. We got the Baltimore Orioles. And the Orioles, they were a fun story here. Taking a look here at the wild card, and I was kind of thinking like, all right, they're probably out of this thing. However, they're starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. They were, I think, like 6 games out last week or something like that. I can't remember the exact number. They're 4 out. If they have a good week, I don't know, maybe get a little closer. Seattle's struggling here, having a tough weekend against the Angels. I'm just saying, if we look at the Orioles, man, this coming week, well, hold on, I can't remember who they're playing. I mean, you got the Tigers for 3, and then you got a tough series against the Astros. You got no days off here. I don't know. I mean, this Tigers series, you could win 2 out of 3. You could maybe move yourself to within 3 games, 2 games maybe, depending on how the Mariners do. I don't know, man. I just think in the end, the Orioles are just not going to have enough magic. But, yeah, man. But overall, with the Orioles lately, 12th overall in offense, 10th overall in relief pitching. The starting pitching, though, that was the one area they were doing really well in, but they're only 26 in Fangraph WAR over the last 7. So the starting pitching has not been coming through, but they're starting to win a couple of games here. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening this week. This will be a big week for the Orioles, and you got a big series against the Astros. That's going to be a tough one. They just need to win series at this point. Try and stay as close as they can. But Gunnar Henderson, over his last 5 games coming into today, hitting .444, had a homer, and 8 RBIs. Gunnar Henderson, man, he's been doing really well since being called up. At number 14, I got the Chicago White Sox. They're playing pretty well. They've definitely been playing better ever since Tony La Russa went home. Tony La Russa, please stay home. Don't even come back. Mike, is there any? I don't think I've heard anything about Tony La Russa. The guy needs to just stay home in his silk pajamas and just watch the White Sox from home. My God, Tony La Russa, stay away from the White Sox. They split with the Rockies. They had a win against Cleveland in a makeup game, and then they won 2 out of 3 against the Tigers. So the only problem for the White Sox is Cleveland has been playing really well. So the White Sox, I don't know, is this going to be a case of too little too late? They're playing well, but Cleveland is playing great. So we're going to have to wait and see here. However, there is a big matchup this week. Big matchup this week. We got the White Sox and we got the Guardians for 3. Man, oh man, day off tomorrow. And then you got 3 in Chicago, and then you got 3 against the Tigers over the weekend. So if they can sweep this series, my God, like that will put them within a half game. Well, is Cleveland playing tomorrow? So anything for Cleveland? Okay, so the Twins and the Guardians, they're playing tomorrow. So depending on what happens there, we're either going to see the White Sox at 3 games back or 4 games back. So that's going to be interesting, man. If the White Sox can sweep Cleveland, and then you got an easy series against the Tigers, I'm just saying, man, the White Sox, this is their shot. This is a huge series for them. And listen, the White Sox, they're not hitting amazing lately. 22nd overall over the last 7, but they're getting some great starting pitching, man. 3rd overall in Fangraph WAR with the starting pitching. Now the ERA is a 3.98, but that FIP is a 2.89. So you're getting a lot of good production there. And if we take a look here at the bullpen, they're 3rd overall in the bullpen over the last 7, a 1.88 ERA, a 2.31 FIP. The White Sox, if they can just pick up the bats, I mean, you got some good pitching here with the Guardians. They're going to need to have the bats show up. This is a big series for the White Sox, but for now, I got them at number 14. At number 13, hey, how about the Milwaukee Brewers? They're going up against Aaron Judge, going after Roger Maris, but they didn't care. They win 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, getting the job done. A lot of offense today. I believe there were 8 home runs today in that game. Also, they split with St. Louis this past week. Was it 2 games, I believe? And then they had the walk-off against the Yankees as well. I forgot to mention that. Garrett Mitchell with the base hit up the middle. Almost took the pitcher's head off with that hit. My God, did you see that? Jesus. It was a rocket right up the middle. Dude had to dive out of the way. The Brewers' offense lately, my goodness, 6 overall. Willie Adames, man, he's been hitting really well. Had a home run the other day. I mean, you had 4 home runs today with the Brewers, 4 or 5. I can't remember the exact number, but hitting the ball really well. Let's actually pull up the Brewers. What do we got? I know Adames is hitting well. I mean, my goodness, look at what he's been doing, man. 444 average over his last 5 coming into today with a 583 on base, a slugging over 1,000, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Goodness, Willie Adames, man. Luis Urias hitting well. I think Jace Peterson homered today. I can't remember that exactly, but Garrett Mitchell, like I said, had the walk-off. How has Garrett Mitchell been doing since being called up? Not a whole lot, hitting 200 or 300 on base. But he's playing some good defense out there. It's a small sample size, but a 0.8 defense already over 15 games. That's really solid. So the thing with Garrett Mitchell, maybe the bat might not quite be there. Hey, whatever. He had the walk-off hit, so he's already doing something there. But he's giving you speed. He's already got a few stolen bases, a 0.8 base running. So Garrett Mitchell was a good call-up, I believe. So the Brewers, man, doing pretty good. They're now, if we're looking at the playoff races, let's go to the wild card race. They're 2 back. They're right there. And we'll talk about the Phillies in just a moment. But the Phillies are slumping. And the Brewers are starting to turn the tide a little bit. This is going to be a big week. Let's actually take a look here at the Brewers' schedule. So the Brewers coming up this week. Again, a lot of runs today. 12-8. Aaron Judge getting 58 and 59. But you got the Mets coming up. So that's going to be a tough one. So let's see here. So you got the Mets. And you got an easy series against the Reds. So, well, it is a division matchup. Division matchups, I don't always want to say they're easy because, you know, these division teams, man, they always play each other well. But this is a good chance for the Brewers. You got 3 tough games against the Mets, but then you have a pretty winnable series against the Reds. So, a big week for the Brewers coming up. We'll have to wait and see what ends up happening here. At number 12, just ahead of the Brewers, just like in the standings, we got the Phillies. And the Phillies, they have dropped out of the top 10. I've taken them out of my top 10. They have dropped to number 12. They've been playing pretty bad lately here. They're slumping. They've lost 4 straight. They were swept by the Braves. They did win 2 out of 3 against the Marlins earlier in the week. And it's the same old thing with the Phillies. They always have pretty good numbers when it comes to the leaderboards. Like, if you look at Fangraphs here, they're 10th overall in their last 7. If you take a look, 10th overall in starting pitching. Look at the bullpen lately, 12th overall. Now, the ERA is not great at a 6.00, but a 2.94 FIP. So they're pitching better out of that bullpen, as even though that ERA doesn't look great. The FIP is a lot better. So Philly, they're getting good production all the way around. But again, it's the same old thing with Philly. It just doesn't translate into wins. It's so weird with Philly. I don't get it. But they better start winning some ball games here because Milwaukee is hot on their tails. Speaking of the starting pitching, Noah Syndergaard moved to the bullpen. They're going to give Bailey Falter a chance in the rotation. So let's see how that goes. Kyle Gibson has been pretty good. Bailey Falter, he has been pitching pretty well. So let's see how that move goes. But Philly, they better pick up the pace here, man, because they've had a pretty firm grasp on a wild card spot. But Milwaukee, they're getting hot, man. They're getting hot. So as for Philly, what do they have this coming week? We got... What do we got? Oh, tough series. Blue Jays, and you got the Braves again. Oh, what a brutal week for the Phillies. What a brutal week. I mean, I know the Brewers have the Mets. I mean, hey, the Mets just got swept by the Cubs this past week. I mean, whatever. This is a tough stretch of games here, man. So, and you just got swept by the Braves. So, I don't know. Tough week for the Phillies coming up. And at number 11, knocking on the door of the top 10, we got the Cleveland Guardians. They've been playing great. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're up. We just looked at the standings. They're up 3.5 at the moment over the White Sox. Grant Arden, thank you for subscribing, my friend. Really do appreciate that. They did lose today to Minnesota, but they won 3 out of 4 in that series. They swept the Angels as well. And they did have that loss to the White Sox this week. But the bullpen has been the star of the show. Cleveland over the last 7 coming into today. 5-0 with a 1.15 ERA, a 2.37 FIP. I mean, look at Cleveland's bullpen here. I mean, come on. Manuel Clase with 3 saves over 4 games. De Los Santos has been awesome. Sant Henkes has been awesome. Eli Morgan has been great. I've loved Eli Morgan this year, man. That's another underrated guy. Eli Morgan has been really solid. Kirk McCarty, 3 games, over 7 innings. He's been really solid. They're just getting a lot of really good production out of this bullpen with Cleveland. Miles Straw has been really hot, hitting over 400 in his last 7. Ahmed Rosario with 10 RBIs over his last 7. J-Ram, Oscar Gonzalez, each hitting a couple of home runs lately. The starting pitching, though, 22nd overall in Fangraph WAR with a 5.10 FIP. So that does scare me a little bit. But Cleveland, they're playing well, and like I mentioned earlier with the White Sox, big series coming up this week, but they're knocking on the door. This is Cleveland's chance. Hey, this is their chance. And I will say this every single week, and I don't care what anyone says. I told all of you the Guardians would be here in the offseason. I had people laughing at me thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? The Guardians? What? The Guardians? And here they are. Just like I told you. So I get a lot of things wrong, but so it's nice when I get something right. So at number 10, here we go. Oh, you know what? Here, top 10 before I do get into the top 10. I just want to go over our sponsors again for today's show. Don't forget, we are partners here with SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE. You get $20 off. So again, if you are going to a game here in the last few weeks, absolutely take advantage. But it doesn't have to just be for baseball. If you want to go to a football game, if you want to go do whatever, there's Major League Soccer going on. Whatever game you want to go to, go check out SeatGeek, $20 off. And just like with any other sport, Prize Picks, it's not just for baseball. You can use it for football. You can use it for whatever the heck else you want. Use my code GINGER. You'll get a 100% deposit match. And also, everyone, don't forget, for the Believe in Red Sox podcast, Ellis Burks will be joining me on the show. He will be the co-host moving forward. Still ironing out when his debut will be, but absolutely honored to have Ellis Burks on the show, joining the Believe in Red Sox podcast. Alrighty, everyone. Let's get to it here. Moving on to the top 10. At number 10, I got the San Diego Padres. They've won 3 straight coming into the power rankings. They split with Seattle, but then they won 3 out of 4 against the Diamondbacks. Not a whole lot of offense lately, 20th overall, but they did well versus Arizona. They scored 12 on Friday. They scored 6 today. Manny Machado, Juan Soto, they both homered today. You got to love that. Starting pitching, 17th overall in Fangraph WAR over the last 7, but Yu Darvish has been looking really good. It's a nice sign going into the playoffs. Yu Darvish, man, I'm liking the way he's looking. He went 8 scoreless. He was good today over 6, and then he went 8 scoreless in his previous start. Joe Musgrove's been looking really solid. Blake Snell, he's looking good, man. I think the Padres, they're going to start trusting Blake Snell for a playoff role. Absolutely. They got a big series with the Cardinals coming up this week. I'm excited to see that. Could that be a possible playoff preview? I mean, if we take a look right now, if you look, so you got the Dodgers and the Mets as of right now as the buys. So they'll go automatically to the division round. So you would have, so how does this go? You would have Atlanta versus San Diego at this point, and then St. Louis would go up against the Phillies. So depending on how some of this stuff works out, you could possibly see the Padres and the Cardinals in a wild card round matchup. So I think this could be a pretty fun series this week. The Padres, hey, I think they're going to be able to do this thing. You know, they're kind of looking a little bumpy at one point, but I think they got their act together. They're starting to play pretty well. But at this point, you got the Brewers are 3 behind, or 2.5 behind the Padres. So, hey, the Brewers, they could definitely make some noise. I think this wild card race in the National League is far from over. At number 9, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. So, also, San Diego moves into the top 10 from last week, and Tampa falls a spot from last week. Not a great week for Tampa overall. I take that back. Kind of a whatever week. Not a great week not a bad week, but they lost 3 out of 5 to the Blue Jays. They lost 2 out of 3 to they won 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. Sorry. They're playing overall, according to the numbers, they've been okay. The offense is 14th overall. The relief pitching is 14th overall over the last 7. They're 8th in starting pitching. That's been a huge key for the Rays in the second half. Taking a look here, where are we? Tampa Bay. We're at the starters. Here we go. So, Tampa Bay. Where is Tampa Bay? Well, that's not right. Why did I write 8th? Huh. Am I missing something here? Did I mean to write the bullpen? Tampa Bay, 17th. Why did I write 8th? I don't know what I'm doing. Why is my potato brain acting up on me over here? What are we doing? Okay, never mind. I take that back. I don't know why I wrote 8th. Maybe I was looking at the second half statistics. Let me actually make sure. I know I wrote 8th for a reason. Okay, that's what I meant. They've been 8th in starting pitching in the second half of the season. Not great lately, though. Not great lately, as we just saw those numbers. So, but Tampa Bay, they have been getting some pitching. Jeffrey Springs, Shane McClanahan with wins this past week. But Tampa, they're going to have to, really clean up that starting pitching. So, but they're kind of, I guess, when you look at all three, kind of playing middle of the road. I mean, hey, look at the wins and losses from this week. They lose a series and they win a series. So, I have the Rays coming in at number 9. At number 8, I got the Mariners. They drop a couple of spots. The Mariners, I had them at 6. I had them at knocking on the door last week. I was feeling the Mariners, man. They had that walk-off win against the Braves. The energy was high. The Mariners are winning the World Series kind of vibes. And then they just had a bit of a dud this past weekend. They were swept by the Angels. They did split with San Diego. Over the last 7, the offense has been doing really good overall over the last 7. 4th in WRC+, but only 2 runs over the last 2 games against the Angels. They stunk up the joint this past weekend. But Julio Rodriguez, though, he has just been nuts. Look at Julio Rodriguez's numbers, man. Over the last 7, hitting .467 with a .556 on base, a 1.267 slugging, a .401 WRC+, 4 homers, 4 RBIs. What the heck, man? Julio Rodriguez. Honestly, I think actually when we look at the leaderboards, where is he? Julio Rodriguez. He's 20th overall. He is 20th overall in Fangraph WAR. I don't know. To me, I mean, I don't know. I can see some people saying, oh, I'm not surprised. I'm kind of surprised. That's really good for a rookie. You don't usually see these rookies very often putting up numbers like this. Like, he is going to be the real deal, man. He's going to be the real deal. He is good, man. But not great offense this past weekend. Eugenio Suarez, Carlos Santana had a few homers this week, but now Eugenio Suarez hitting the IL. The tip of his finger is fractured. They think he's going to be okay. They're optimistic about it. The starting pitching has been doing well. Taking a look here, Seattle 9th overall. No, that's the second half. Let me go back to the last 7. Here we go. So Seattle 7th overall in the last 7 games with a 2.89 ERA, a 2.96 FIP. Luis Castillo was really good the other night against San Diego. 9 strikeouts, 4 hits over 6. George Kirby, Gilbert were both solid, but they both took losses. Marco Gonzalez had a no decision. The bullpen has been struggling a little bit. 26 overall in ERA. So the Mariners, they better clean this up, man. They better clean this up. At number 7, I got the Yankees. So the Yankees, they stay at the 7th spot. Kind of just an up and down week for the Yankees overall. He lost 2 out of 3 to the Brewers, like I mentioned earlier, but they won both against the Red Sox. It's never easy to go play I mean, I'm not trying to be biased here, but it's not the Yankees. They never have the most easy time going to Fenway Park and just winning games. Sure, they've definitely come to Fenway here and there, and they've gotten some sweeps. Every time I think of 2006, I think of the Boston Massacre, the 5-game sweep. That still haunts me to this day. I don't know why. That series was such a downer for me. Like, when I think back at some of the more, most sad times of my life, I think of that series. the 2006 Boston Massacre when the Yankees came in for 5 and they just swept them. They didn't just sweep them. They beat the crap out of my Red Sox in that series, man. Man, I remember we had Eric Hinsky, though. He was pretty good in that series. But anyway, the Yankees coming in at number 7. They don't move anywhere from last week. The numbers have been pretty good. If you look at the Yankees, 5th overall in WRC+. The starting pitching, however, has not been good. Frankie Montas, I don't know about this guy, man. He had a couple of good starts there, but he's starting to get really knocked around. I don't know what's going on here, man. You should have gotten Luis Castillo. But Garrett Cole, he got knocked around in his last start as well. Hey, Tristan Casas had the home run off of Garrett Cole. That's all I needed for this week. But the Yankees, not really much change, but obviously the story with the Yankees right now is Aaron Judge. I mean, if we go take a look here, the single season American League record for home runs, it says 57 right now with Aaron Judge. It is 59, had a couple of home runs today. He is 2 behind Roger Maris. He is tied with Babe Ruth. Could you imagine you're playing the game of baseball and you're tied with Babe? Well, he's tied with Babe Ruth from 1921, so he still needs one more to tie him for 1927. But still, could you imagine seeing your name next to Babe Ruth? That just blows my mind, man. That blows my mind. Could you imagine how Aaron Judge is like feeling about that? That's crazy. I mean, Babe Ruth, obviously we as baseball fans know who Babe Ruth is, obviously. But like even casual people, they've all heard of Babe Ruth, right? So that is territory that not really many people can step into. In fact, no one has stepped into. So, especially in the American League. So, we've seen some guys over in the National League, obviously, and then Pujols recently. But, we don't see this. This is pretty cool. I'm excited to see what Aaron Judge can do over this next week. We'll have to wait and see. But at number 6, where am I? Hey, here is some movement here. I had the Blue Jays at number 9. I got the Blue Jays at number 6. The Blue Jays are knocking on the door of the top 5. The Blue Jays are playing some really good baseball lately, winning 3 out of 5 against the Rays, 2 out of 3 against the Orioles. One thing I do want to kind of point out, though, they're getting the wins. However, with Toronto, in the last 7, they're 18th in offense. They are 16th in starting pitching. And they are 16th in the bullpen. So they're not putting up like amazing numbers, but they're getting the wins. So that is one thing I do want to keep in mind. I'm going to give them the credit for getting the wins, but let's see how they do when, you're kind of moving forward here. So let me actually pull up the Blue Jays here. They're taking advantage. They have a pretty nice schedule. And taking a look. Oh, Romano also blew the save today. I forgot about that. So Alek Manoah did pitch pretty good. But looking here, you got a struggling Phillies team. And then you got 4 on the road. Hey, that's not a bad series. If you're in Tampa, that's not a bad series to go watch. So any Tampa fans, any Blue Jays fans and living in Tampa or St. Petersburg or not too far away, definitely go check that out at Tropicana Field. I'm sure the tickets are not going to be very expensive. Going to Tropicana, it'll be expensive when the Yankees and the Red Sox come to town and like the Mets, Dodgers. But I feel like, Blue Jays, Rays, I feel like that wouldn't be too expensive to go watch. Now, speaking of tickets, use my code HYDE. You get $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek. You see what I did there? You know you like that. But the Blue Jays, pay attention to that. They are winning here, but the numbers aren't amazing. So just keep that in mind. But I will give them some credit for pulling out some wins, especially winning 3 out of 5 against the Rays. It's never easy to play the Rays. Moving into the top 5, we got the St. Louis Cardinals coming in at number 5. They split with the Brewers. They won 3 out of 4 against the Cincinnati Reds. The last 7 days, they're 17th in offense, but they're getting some really good starting pitching. 4th overall in starting pitching, they're getting some really good starts. Jose Quintana, he's been awesome. Dakota Hudson had 8 shutout innings against the Reds. Adam Wainwright, he was solid over 5 against the Brewers. Jack Flaherty, still kind of starting to find his way a little bit. He's starting to maybe get his mojo a little bit. Jordan Montgomery has been a little bumpy. Miles Michaelis, he did lose his last time out. But overall, the Cardinals have been getting some really good starting pitching. And the bullpen has been performing pretty well as well. Where are they at? They're 18th overall in Fangraph WAR, but they have a 2.01 ERA. That's really good. So they're getting some good pitching. The offense has been a little kind of middle of the road lately, but St. Louis, man, they're doing really good. I really like the Cardinals. I like their chances in the playoffs. I think they have something here. I think they could make some noise in the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see. I almost like if the Braves, after they lost that series to the Giants, I was kind of thinking, man, could the Braves fall to the number 5 spot? But then they swept the Phillies, and man, you know, and honestly, I did think about putting the Braves up to the number 3 spot with the Mets. They are so dead even, man. Dead even. These two teams are just oof. I was so ready to put the Mets here. Honestly, I was ready to put the Mets at number 5. After they got swept by the Cubs, I'm thinking, oh boy. Oh, the Mets. They're going to be free falling here. I know it's the Pirates. Get off my back. I know it's the Pirates, but whatever. They took care of business. They did what they needed to do. They got the sweep over the Pirates. They had the benches clear today. Pete Alonso got hit by a pitch, and he ended up just not feeling all that happy about it. But the Mets got themselves back on track. There is an argument for the Braves to be at number 3. So let me know your argument in the comments. Just let me know. I could see it. I could see the Mets at number 4, and I could see the Braves at number 3. I'm just saying. To me, they're like tied. Like the Mets are just like, oh man, when I'm seeing deGrom strike out 13 guys over 5 innings, dude, that's just going to make me feel a certain type of way, man. But then again, Spencer Strider looked really good today. Spencer Strider, dude, fastest to 200 strikeouts in Major League history. Man, dude, Spencer Strider is so good. Please give me Jacob deGrom and Spencer Strider in a playoff game. Please, I need that. I need it. I want to sit my butt right here, watch my dumb TV, and I just want to watch that pitching game, that duel. Please. Just 15 strikeouts each, both going into like the 7th inning. Oh, please. I would love that. Absolutely. I definitely see an argument for the Braves. The Mets they're on the hook here, man. They got 1 week. The Braves, I want to do it so bad. I want to move them to the 3 spot. I do. But like I've said before, I just want to see 1 more week. Because the Mets getting swept by the Cubs, that's pretty bad. You know, getting swept? I mean, whatever. You lose a series, fine. But, like, you got swept? What are you doing? But the Braves, now the thing with the Braves is they did lose their series to the Giants. So that's kind of where, you know, I know the Mets got swept by the Cubs, but I'm just sticking with this for now. I definitely see the argument, but that's what I got for these. But for the Braves, they're 14th in offense, 14th in starting pitching, and 9th in ERA with their bullpen over the last 7. Ronald Acuna Jr., he's been hitting really well lately. I feel like I'm not hearing his name as much this year. I've been hearing about Michael Harris. I've been hearing about Matt Olson. I don't hear anything about Ronald Acuna Jr. at all. But Travis d'Arnaud, William Contreras, they've been hitting well. Michael Harris, like I mentioned, he's been hitting well all year. So the Braves, I'm going to keep them at the 4 spot for now. And I got the Mets at the number 3 spot. But speaking of history, they struck out 20 guys today. And Jacob deGrom, he had 13 strikeouts through 5 innings. What the heck is going on? That is nuts. It was his 40th straight start, allowing 3 runs or less. That's a major league record. Jacob deGrom is an absolute madman. And Julio Rodriguez, he had 5 strikeouts in 2 innings out of the bullpen today. Really good. I mean, what the heck is going on with the Mets? Now, so let me actually give you one more reason why I'm keeping the Mets out in front. It's because of the numbers, to be completely honest with you. The Mets are third in offense over their last 7. They are fifth in starting pitching over their last 7, and that doesn't even count deGrom today. And the bullpen for the Mets, they're 9th overall in the bullpen over the last 7. So they have been putting up better numbers than the Braves. The Braves are 16th in WRC plus over the last 7. They're 14th in starting pitching, and they're 21st in bullpen. So I believe Kenley Jansen also blew a save. No, that was against the Mariners. That was against the Mariners last week. So that is, that is the big reason for me why I have the Mets still out in front, is because they have been putting up better numbers. Yes, they got swept, but you know me, I'm a numbers guy. The Mets have been putting up better numbers across the board, but they're on thin ice of dropping below the Braves. But it's not just in my power rankings, it's in the standings as well. I mean, look at this division. 1 game out. Unbelievable. That's going to go right down to the wire, just like it should. At number 2, we got the Houston Astros. I mean, the Astros are just so good. They're so good. I think they have an argument to be the number 1 team. I really do. I think you could put the Astros as the number 1 team. They swept Detroit this past week. They won 3 out of 4 against Oakland. They have the best offense in the last 7 days. Yordan Alvarez, he has just been an absolute monster. Dude had 3 home runs in a playoff spot clinching game. Kyle Tucker's been on fire. Alex Bregman has quietly been one of the most solid players in baseball this year. Alex Bregman was getting a lot of hate. I even saw some videos about like Alex Bregman falling off. But he's 15th overall on Fangraph WAR this year. He's hitting .267 with a .376 on base, a .468 slugging, 21 homers, 86 RBIs. Alex Bregman having a really good year. The starting pitching has been absolutely phenomenal for the Houston Astros. 5-1 over their last 7. That's not even including today with a 2.72 ERA, a 2.66 FIP. Justin Verlander came back, went 5 innings. I believe against the A's, had 9 strikeouts, so Verlander hasn't even missed a beat. He's 17-3 on the year. Framber Valdez he set a major league record today with his 25th straight quality start. Framber Valdez is extremely underrated. I'm sorry, but like all you're hearing about is Justin Verlander this year. This dude's been awesome, Framber Valdez. Christian Javier, Hunter Brown, Luis Garcia, they all had wins in their last starts. Jose Urquidy, a little up in the air. He hasn't been performing very well, so what kind of a role is he going to have in the playoffs? We'll have to wait and see. But in the second half, the Astros are 4th in offense, 2nd in starting pitching, and 2nd in relief pitching. Let's actually go here to the second half numbers. I'm telling you, I think there is an argument for the Astros to be the number 1 team in the power rankings. I know the Dodgers are ahead of them, by 5.5 games, but the Astros, they're 39-23 against teams over 500. So that's 16 games over. And the Dodgers are 35-21. So that's 14 games over. I'm just saying the Astros, they have an argument, Now let's go to the second half numbers. So the Dodgers do have the number 1 offense in the second half. Houston is 5th. And if we look, I think Houston has the best starting pitching in the second half. No, the Mets do. The Astros are right behind them. This is where I like the Astros better. The Astros I give them the edge in starting pitching. They are 2nd overall, and the Dodgers are 11th in the second half. The bullpen, that's another area Houston's been really good. They're just so good across the board. So looking at the numbers in the second half, Houston is 2nd overall, and the Dodgers are behind them at 3rd. I honestly think the Astros, I think there is a case for them to be the number 1 team. I'm starting to think about it. I think the Astros aren't really getting as much love as they should be. And I'm going to put the Dodgers at number 1 because they're also, I mean, they've been playing incredible. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They won 2 out of 3 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they, I believe, ended up getting the sweep. Yep, so they finished off the sweep of the Giants. Like I just mentioned, they're number 1 in offense in the second half. They're 11th in starting pitching, and they're 3rd in relief pitching. The last 7 days, 7th in offense, 9th in starting pitching, 10th in relief pitching. Justin Turner has been red hot lately. Many guys are contributing in this offense. Chris Taylor, Trey Turner, Betts, Freeman, Muncy, Trace Thompson's been contributing off the bench. Bellinger has been getting a few hits. And the pitching has been really good. Kershaw, May, Urias, Anderson, Heaney. They all look good. Listen, everyone, I'm starting to think there is an argument for the Astros to be number 1. I want to hear what you think in the comments. I think the Astros are playing really well. I know the standings, you see 5.5 games back. But listen, I'm telling you, I know there's the run differential. I get that. But the Astros, they're really good. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. I think the Astros have an argument to be number 1. I am keeping the Dodgers at number 1 for now, but I want to hear what you all think. But here are my power rankings for this week, everyone. That's all I got. But everyone, before I do get out of here, I just want to say thank you for coming out tonight. I do appreciate it. I have a video coming out tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be about Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. Please make sure you look out for that. Absolutely. And just really quick before I do get out of here, I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but just want to mention it one more time. If you are new, think about subscribing down below. Everyone, on your way out, hit that like button for me, hit the bell button, the share button, all the buttons. And don't forget, we are partners with SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE, $20 off. You can go to baseball games, football games, whatever games. Use my code. And prize picks as well. Use my code Ginger. Get a 100% deposit match. Everyone, I'm out of here. I got to get some sleep. I got to work in the morning. But I appreciate you all stopping by. Let me know what you all think down below in the comments. But that's all I have for tonight. I'll see you later, everyone. Have yourself a good night. And I'll talk to you next time.